What up? I'm Dee and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things true crime and current events. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few different news stories that have happened in the past week and dig into the stories, talk about them, see what's been going on in the world. But before we do that, I do just want to let you know, in case you haven't seen it or you didn't watch Tuesday's video, I have a membership now that you can join right here on YouTube. It is called the Off Limits membership, and just a brief kind of overview. There is a video down below that explains how much it is, what you get, all that stuff, but just really briefly, if you do want to support me by joining the membership, I would love to have you. It is $1.99 per month, and that will give you access to exclusive community tab posts as well as a live stream the second Tuesday of every month, where we go into all of the topics that would get me pretty much demonetized if I were to talk about them in public on YouTube. If you want to join me and hang out with me there, like I said, I would love to have you, but if not, totally understand. Nothing is going to change here. I will still be posting every Thursday, trying to get a second video out on most Tuesdays, as well as doing several live streams a month, so that is all going to stay the same, but that is just a little extra bonus if you want to talk about different topics that wouldn't necessarily be fit for the general public. So if you want to join me and hang out with me there, definitely feel free to click join down below, and I'll see you in our private little community tab. Let's go ahead and move on and get into some of these true crime stories from the past week. So like last week, all these videos are from people.com. I will leave the links in the description if you want to do any further reading. But our first one is called Social Media Challenges Amid Coronavirus Could Help Scammers, Police Warn. And I have heard this, so I wonder if they'll be talking about, you know, those circles where it's like, oh, send $100 to this person, send $100 to this person, and then by the end of the time, you'll get $800 back, like those circles. I wonder if they're going to talk about those. I saw a video that Emily Leah did on it, and it was really interesting. So security questions often ask users to name the model of their first vehicle, their mother's maiden name, or the name of the street they grew up on. Oh, it's going to be that kind of scam. As the amount of time people are spending in front of screens increases during the coronavirus outbreak, so do the scams targeting users for their personal information. A recent Facebook challenge caused the Lafayette Police Department to remind the public to safeguard their info. One of the most recent ones is share a picture of every car you've ever owned, the police department wrote on its Facebook page. This may seem like a fun trip down who has pictures of every car they've ever owned. But this information can be used by someone to gain access to your personal information. Security questions often ask users to name the model of their first vehicle, their mother's maiden name, or the name of the street they grew up on. As fun as these challenges / questionnaires may seem, we encourage you not to participate and protect your personal information, the police wrote. Please be especially wary of posts which ask you to copy and paste the post. This allows the original posters to look at the accounts of everyone who has copied and pasted their information. In addition to online social media scams, hackers have taken advantage of the coronavirus pandemic and the public's fear by sending texts to people and telling them they've been in contact with someone who has tested positive. What? Someone who came in contact with you tested positive or has shown symptoms for COVID-19 and recommends you self-isolate / get tested, the text states. The user is given a link to learn more about it. Don't click it. Oh, you better not. The Thomaston Police Department in Maine encourages people not to click on the link. It is not a message from any official agency, the department wrote on its Facebook page. It is, however, a gateway for bad actors to find their way into your world. The virus is not the only invisible enemy. Be vigilant against all threats, they wrote. Yeah, of course people are trying to take an international problem and scam others out of it. It wouldn't be our world if there weren't people doing this, but I think it's kind of a general, a general precaution. Don't click on don't click on links that come from people you don't know, whether it's an email, whether it's a text message, whatever it is. Like, if you get something and it's from somebody you don't recognize, but you think like, oh, maybe it is from my bank, maybe it's from the CDC, maybe it's from this person, Google it. Just take a look, because in most cases they're not going to contact you like that. Like, how would that even work? How is that even logical? And I think it's also kind of the best practice not to participate in challenges like that in general. Like, there was one where people were posting a bunch of different stuff about their kids. Like, where they were born, the date, the time, what hospital, what they weighed, like different stuff like that. And I'm like, that's a lot of personal information to give out about your kid. And I feel like that could be used for very sinister purposes. So just in general, it's like, they may seem kind of fun and like cute and silly, but you really got to be careful with what you're sharing on public platforms. Even if your Facebook is like private or your information is very concealed, you don't know everybody who's on your friends list in most cases. You might think like, oh yeah, like that kid, I went to high school with him, I know who he is, but you don't know him. Like, he could be a dirtbag, he could be someone trying to scam you. So just be aware, be wary, be cautious. I care about you. Connecticut man allegedly breaks into closed restaurant and spends 4 days eating, drinking its supplies. Luis Angel Ortiz allegedly consumed and stole several thousands of dollars worth of food and beverages, including 70 bottles of liquor. Bro, are you okay? Like, did he smash the bottles? Look at how smug he looks. No! He looks very proud of himself. A Connecticut man has been accused of breaking into a New Haven restaurant that had been closed due to the coronavirus pandemic and spending 4 days eating and drinking thousands of dollars worth of food and beverages. Luis Angel Ortiz, 42, was arrested Tuesday morning after he was found asleep with a bottle of rum inside a downtown eatery, according to the New Haven Police Department. Authorities said officers arrived on the scene around 11:30 a.m. in response to a report about a robbery in progress. When investigators reviewed the restaurant's surveillance system, they alleged that Ortiz had actually broken into the restaurant on Saturday. Ortiz then helped himself over the course of 4 days to the restaurant's food, liquor, and beer, the New Haven Police Department said in a statement shared on their Instagram. Police said Ortiz also removed beverages and other items from the establishment during his stay. Oh, okay, so he didn't drink 70 bottles of liquor. He, like, removed them. Gotcha. I mean, that's not any better, but I was like, how is he not dead? So, that explains it. According to authorities, restaurant management estimates Ortiz had consumed and stole several thousands of dollars worth of food and beverages, including 70 bottles of liquor. The eatery has been identified as Sol de Cuba Cafe, a Cuban restaurant located on Crown Street by the Hartford Courant. The New Haven Police Department said the business had been closed and a manager's routine check of the building led to the discovery. Ortiz has been charged with burglary, larceny, and criminal mischief in connection to the alleged incident, as well as failure to appear in court from an unrelated case, authorities said. The shocker of the century, he has other legal issues. He was held in lay of a $12,500 bail at the New Haven Police Department Union Avenue Detention Center and transferred to an arraignment hearing in the New Haven Superior Court on Wednesday. Ortiz is currently being held at New Haven Correctional Center, according to online records. An attorney for Ortiz could not be immediately located by people. Bro, that's so bold to be there for 4 days. I'm stunned. Look at this dude's face. He's not sorry. Gosh, 4 days eating and drinking. Like, what is the thought process there? Because, like, if he got the bottles of liquor, he was able to leave and, like, take them wherever he ended up taking them. Like, why would you go back? I don't get it. It sounds like this is probably like a nicer restaurant, so like they're probably not probably don't have everything like pre-made, you know? It wouldn't just be like it's not like a microwavable meal, so he would have to probably be like cooking unless he was just eating different ingredients, like, I don't know, snacking on some cheese. Like, this dude was probably in there cooking food and stealing their liquor. Truly wild. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. This one is just a little bit more serious. It's titled, California twin sisters were killed in shooting and mom's ex-boyfriend is the suspect. Sierra and Leah Christopher were student athletes at Helix Charter School in La Mesa. Oh, they're so cute. California authorities are holding a 38-year-old man on suspicion of murder, attempted murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. charges following a shooting Wednesday afternoon that killed 15-year-old twin sisters Sierra and Leah Christopher. The alleged gunman is the teen's mother's ex-boyfriend, Dwayne Edward Groves Jr. A statement from the San Diego County Sheriff's Department confirms that deputies were summoned to a home in Lemon Grove after receiving a radio call about a shooting in which several people had been shot and a suspect was seen running from the area. Officers arrived at the home to find the bodies of Sierra and Leah, as well as their 23-year-old brother with gunshot wounds. The victim's mother was not injured during Wednesday's shooting. According to the statement, it did not take long for deputies assisted by the sheriff's helicopter to track Groves, who was allegedly hiding in the backyard of a nearby home. Good, I'm glad it didn't take long. Get him. The sisters were student athletes who played basketball at Helix Charter School in La Mesa, where they were sophomores. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched to help cover the cost of the girls' funeral. The San Diego Union Tribune spoke to Mariah Drayton, the godsister of Sierra and Leah. The twins were so loved, always smiling and always happy, Drayton said. Always got good grades. Groves is being held without bond and has yet to enter pleas to the charges against him. Information about his lawyer was unavailable at press time. Police ask anyone with information about the shooting to call 858-285-6330, 858-565-5200, or 888-580-8477. And I will go ahead and put those numbers in the description box and probably in a pinned comment as well. Part of me was wondering if it was like an accidental discharge, or maybe something happened where it wasn't on purpose, but the fact that they both died and he also shot the brother, and the fact that he was an ex-boyfriend is just, it makes me think that it wasn't an accident. It was probably on purpose, and that is so sad and so terrifying. Oh gosh. Can you imagine losing not only like one daughter, but two daughters, and daughters who were twins? I can't imagine. I hope he ends up confessing to what he did and he does get justice. I'd love to know more about the story and how this happened and why, and what the process was, what the day looked like. Just, we've talked about this before. I don't like things that are open-ended. I'm very nosy. I love having all the details. And so I just want to know what his excuse is for shooting two 15-year-old girls and a 23-year-old boy. Like, would love to know. But like I said, I'll put the hotline phone numbers in the pinned comment, as well as the GoFundMe, in case any of you are want to check it out, or you're feeling so inclined to donate. And finally, Rob Kardashian claims Blac Chyna pointed a gun at his head. I feared for my life. Blac Chyna's attorney disputes Rob Kardashian's claims in a statement to People, saying the two had a raucous and flirty night. Those are two very different stories. They've always been toxic, like 1000%. I watched a little bit of Keeping Up with the Kardashians when they were together. I don't watch it so much now, but they were just always toxic. And I think it's so weird that like the connection between Tyga and Kylie and Blac Chyna and Rob, like they had a kid together and then they separated and dated siblings. It's weird. It's super weird, and I don't like it one bit. But anyway, getting into the story, Rob Kardashian is claiming that ex Blac Chyna threatened him with a gun and that he feared for his life. In a recent court filing obtained by People, Kardashian alleges that Chyna pointed a gun at him multiple times on December 14th, 2016, the same night he has claimed Chyna attempted to choke him with an iPhone cord. That's not funny. I was just stunned by iPhone cord. That's not funny. Gosh. She used my phone to FaceTime my friend Victory, and while we were on the FaceTime with him, Chyna pointed the gun at me and threatened me, the 33-year-old said in his declaration. About 20 or 30 minutes later, Chyna came to the guest room, still holding the gun, and FaceTimed my friend Eugene. When we were on FaceTime, Chyna pointed the gun at my head and threatened me. She also threatened Eugene. So the people saw it. Like, there's people to back this up then? Later, Kardashian said that he believed Chyna intended to inflict severe injury to me, and I feared for my life. I did not think that Chyna's threats and physical attacks were funny or a joke, and of course I never consented to her violently attacking me or threatening to harm me, he said, adding, I believed she could kill me intentionally or because she was in such a drunken/high state that she could slip up and shoot me accidentally. Chyna's attorney disputes Kardashian's claims that he was threatened by Chyna 31 in a statement to People. Rob also admitted that he never feared for his life and actually thought it was funny when Chyna teased him while holding Rob's unloaded gun, her lawyer says. Okay, here's the thing. When it comes to, like, joking around with a gun, I do not care if a gun is unloaded. You just don't do it. Like, you literally just don't. That is crossing such a line and such a breach of trust. When you have a firearm in the home, it's not a prop, it's not a joke, it's not something to have fun with, even if it is unloaded. Because yes, if you take the magazine out, you clear it, there's literally no bullet in the gun, it's incapable of hurting someone. I don't care. It's still a threat, and you don't play with guns. They're very serious. Like, gun violence isn't a joke. Domestic abuse isn't a joke. So it's just not something that you should do. Even if you're doing it to be funny or playful, just don't do it. Like, there are plenty of ways to have fun with a gun. You go out and you shoot it recreationally at targets that were created to be shot at. That's a fun thing you can do with a gun. Pointing it at the father of your child, not so much. You feel me? Like, that doesn't sound like a good time to me. But hey, maybe I'm a stick in the mud. In his filing, Kardashian alleged that Chyna consumed drugs and alcohol that night. When Chyna is drunk and high, she is very strong, he said in declarations. As the night went on and she became more and more intoxicated, her behavior escalated and she became very violent and aggressive. Kardashian added that he attempted to give her some space before she allegedly attacked him with an iPhone charger. In February, Chyna filed a motion to dismiss her ex's assault and battery claims since Chyna did not intend to inflict injury on Rob and because she did not in fact harm him. Rob's claim for assault and battery failed. I wonder how you would go about proving intent with something like this, because the way I see it, the only intent behind taking an iPhone cord and wrapping it around someone's neck is to, like, scare them at the very least and harm them, if not kill them at the most. So I don't see the humor in it. I don't see why you would do that if you didn't have the intent to inflict injury, but that's an interesting take. At one point, as Chyna was choking me with the charger wrapped very tightly around my neck, I was fortunate enough to pull the cable, he said in the court documents. I went to the master bedroom to get away from her and locked the door. Later, things escalated when Chyna allegedly broke the bedroom door open, threw something that smashed the room's television, and used a metal rod to hit me, Kardashian said in the declaration. Jeez. During the alleged attack, Kardashian said that his mother, Kris Jenner's boyfriend Corey Gamble, helped stop Chyna. He came to the house and pulled Chyna off of me when she was attacking me with her fists and hitting me in my face, head, and back, Kardashian said in the declaration. He helped me get out of the house and into my car. When I was trying to pull out of the driveway, Chyna took a chair and threw it at my car. In his own declaration, Gamble admitted to finding Chyna in a very agitated state, attacking Rob with her fists. Bro, what are you doing? Like, that's not cool. Granted, that shouldn't have to be said, that's why this is news, but what are you thinking? While I helped Rob walk out of the house, Chyna continued to lunge at him, Gamble said in his declaration. Rob did not fight back and simply tried to shield himself from Chyna's physical attack on him. However, Chyna's attorney says Chyna never attacked Kardashian with a metal pole nor iPhone cord that night, claiming instead the two had a raucous and flirty time. That's one way to put it. The problem for Rob is there is not one shred of evidence to prove his false allegations. In fact, Rob has admitted under oath that he sustained no injuries, did not require any medical attention, and did not seek help from law enforcement, Chyna's attorney says. There was no violent attack. The new court filing comes just weeks after Chyna claimed that the couple's 3-year-old daughter Dream suffered multiple burns while under the care of a nanny he employed. Rob's attorney confirmed that 2 accidents occurred, but said Rob treated Dream appropriately and Chyna was informed following an investigation by the DCFS and the police in which Rob fully cooperated. He has every reason to believe that there will be no findings of any safety issue in his home. How do you have 2 separate burn accidents within like a short amount of time? I hope they like talk to the nanny or replace the nanny. Like, what are you doing here that you're letting this kid get burned? Kardashian's request to have Chyna immediately stripped of primary custody was denied in February. The former couple, who split in February 2017, agreed to joint custody of Dream in September 2017 following a whirlwind romance and failed engagement that culminated with both alleging abuse in separate lawsuits. What a mess, man. Like, I think she totally got into this relationship for all the wrong reasons. I kind of feel like it was to spite Tyga. That's just where I'm at. I think that's where a lot of people are at, but I don't know how you let things get out of hand that way. I think it's probably for the best that they have separated, that they are no longer together, no longer in the same house, and hopefully at the end of the day, if there really was abuse on both sides, they can just say, hey, we both messed up, we both went too far, we're not together anymore, let's forgive each other and, you know, do our best to parent these kids separately, but as teammates, you know, like co-parenting. And if it really was just one-sided, hopefully the truth comes out. I mean, this guy Eugene was allegedly on FaceTime and he was threatened by Blac Chyna. So if those are the true facts of the case, let's hope Eugene comes forward and says, like, no, that happened. I was threatened on FaceTime, and we'll see. If not, abusing someone is horrible, and lying about someone abusing you is bad too. Like, it's not cool, but we saw Chyna get into that fight at like Disney or Universal Studios with the stroller, so I'm inclined to believe that she may have some violent tendencies. So there you have it. Those are some of the most interesting stories that have occurred in the past week. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. We talked about social media challenges that are really scams, the man breaking into the restaurant, the tragic death of the 15-year-old twins in California, and Blac Chyna threatening Rob Kardashian with a gun as a joke. Feel free to leave a comment on any of those stories down below. And while you're doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you've subscribed already, thank you so much. I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.